So, einen wunderschönen guten Morgen noch einmal von meiner Seite. Mein Name ist Petra Wagner-Zaluski. Ich bin Director of Sales von STR Destination Handling. Und ich freue mich wirklich sehr, dass ich wieder viele Partner begrüßen darf und natürlich viele unserer Kunden. Vielen lieben Dank, dass Sie dabei sind. Und bitte lassen Sie mich jetzt auf Englisch weitermachen, weil wir auch Partner da haben, wo es dann in Englisch ist und das ist einfacher für alle. Once again, a very good morning to all of you, to our lovely partners. I'm so happy that all of you could join for our live destination update. And we have lovely destinations today on the plan, and you will get really the brand new updates from the destination. I just would like to give you a short introduction. Who will you see today? It's private safaris with Southern Africa, which means South Africa and all the areas, including Namibia. Then we have STR's Voyage with Morocco, Quimbaya, Latin America, and Beauty of Japan. And before we start with going to Southern Africa, I just would like to give you a brief introduction about STR Destination Handling. We got founded in the year 1980, and STR Destination Handling is one of the most established sales and marketing offices in the German-speaking region. We are proud to have more than 30 selected incoming agencies, and with all this, we can provide you around 70 beautiful destinations, which are waiting for you, hopefully after all is over, what we are facing on not so nice things at the moment. And that's all actually from my side, and I just would like to introduce you to Virginia, our partner from Southern Africa, Private Safaris, Isabel, thank you very much, and Joanna, also reservation manager from Private Safaris. And Jeannie, you will start with South Africa, and thank you very much for joining, and please, this is now your time to inform us about all the news.
Vielen, vielen Dank, Petra. Ich mache jetzt erstmal weiter auf Deutsch, denn wir haben unsere Präsentation auf Deutsch vorbereitet. Wie gesagt, Südafrika und Namibia ist heute unser Hauptthema. Natürlich decken wir viel mehr ab als nur Südafrika und Namibia. Südliches Afrika ist unsere Destination, wobei, wie gesagt, wir heute auf diese zwei Länder fokussieren. Isabel, nächste Slide bitte. Das Erste, worauf ich aber hinzufügen möchte, bevor wir überhaupt in die Destination gehen und wie es in der Destination aussieht, mal ein bisschen Zahlen in die Relation setzen. Man sieht natürlich sehr viel in den Medien und nicht alles ist immer im positivsten Sinn gemeint oder auch nicht immer die Realität. Hier sieht man zum Beispiel die Zahlen, wie sie im Vergleich sind zwischen Deutschland und Südafrika und Namibia. Und wie man sieht, ist dass Namibia, die Peak, wie man so schön sagt, sind mittlerweile 1000 pro Tag, was natürlich überhaupt nicht im Vergleich ist zu Deutschland, das über 25.000 in der Peak hatte. Südafrika managt die Zahlen auch sehr gut. Wir haben sehr gute Regulationen vor Ort, die uns helfen, das Ganze immer in Relation zu halten. Und wie gesagt, Deutschland hat fast 4 Millionen Covid-Erkrankte seit Beginn der Pandemie und bei uns sind das ungefähr 1,7 Millionen. In Namibia 64.000 und 64.000. Also wie gesagt, ich glaube, man kann wenn man sich diese Zahlen anschaut, kann man sich das selbst zusammenreimen, was bei uns eben vor Ort los ist. Nächste Slide bitte. Allgemeine Informationen. Okay, fangen wir mit Südafrika an. Wie gesagt, südliches Afrika ist momentan eine der idealen Destinationen zum Abstand halten. Unsere Population ist natürlich gering im Vergleich zur Landmasse. Das heißt, wir sind in vielen Magazinen und so weiter auch immer wieder erwähnt, südliches Afrika oder überhaupt Afrika als Top-Destination nach Covid, wenn auch immer Covid enden sollte. Südafrika ist auch derzeit ein Top-Ziel für die digitalen Nomaden. Wir sehen ganz, ganz viele Reisende, die hier ankommen und mehrere Monate bleiben, denn unsere Covid-Regulierung, das strengste oder das unangenehmste, was wir aber auch alle kennen, ist das Maskentragen und alles andere fühlt sich eigentlich sehr, sehr normal an. Und Höhepunkte wie natürlich die Big Five, die Safari, Kapstadt und so weiter, sind auch weiterhin die Hauptfavoriten unter den Reisenden. Momentan das Flugangebot, um in die Destination zu gelangen, steigt kontinuierlich. Singapore Airlines ist auch wieder zurück. Lufthansa ist stetig am Kapazitäten erhöhen und so weiter. Das heißt, aktuelle Situation ist so, dass wir Private Safari seit Mitte 2020, wir haben eine Covid-Geschäftspolitik, also eine Covid-friendly Policy. Wir berechnen keine Stornokosten für Covid-bedingte Stornierung. Die Informationen und diese Slides wird natürlich das STR-Team am Ende dieser Präsentation mit euch allen teilen. Ich habe den Link hinzugefügt, dann könnt ihr das euch im Detail anschauen. Aber wie gesagt, uns ist das ganz wichtig für unsere Kunden zu verstehen, dass wir das unterstützen. Wir verstehen, dass ihr rechtlich die Kosten nicht weitergeben könnt und wir unterstützen euch dabei. Im Land selbst, wie gesagt, die World Health Organisation Richtlinien wie Abstand halten, eine Maske tragen, ständig Hände waschen und desinfizieren, sowie routinemäßige Temperaturtests sind bei uns gang und gäbe. Und zudem jegliche Händedesinfektionsmittel sind auch an Eingängen von Geschäften, von Restaurants, von jeglichen Büros überall erhältlich. Das heißt, man kann gar nicht in einen Supermarkt zum Beispiel eintreten, ohne sich die Hände zu desinfizieren. Mitarbeiter des Gesundheitswesens sind mittlerweile alle geimpft worden. Die über 60-Jährigen sind zum großen Teil mittlerweile geimpft. Wir sind jetzt in der nächsten Phase unserer Impfaktionen. Das heißt, wir warten auf weitere Impfstoffe und in der nächsten Phase werden erst noch die Lehrer geimpft und danach geht es um die Diskussion, wer als nächstes, welche Arbeitsgruppe oder welche Gruppe als nächstes geimpft werden soll. Und da steht der Tourismusmitarbeiter ganz oben auf der Liste und wird auch als Priorität behandelt werden. Momentan sind unsere Regelungen so, dass wir eine Ausgangssperre haben zwischen 10 Uhr nachts und 4 Uhr morgens. Aber wie gesagt, als Tourist, die meisten, außer wenn man jetzt natürlich Clubbing möchte, ist das eine andere Geschichte. Aber ansonsten agitiert das ein wenig. Mahlzeiten und Getränke auf Inlandsflügen werden derzeit nicht angeboten. Wieder eine Vorbeugemaßnahme. Und weitere Vorbeugemaßnahme ist, dass die Busse nur zu 70% ausgelastet sind. Und da haben wir natürlich unsere Quotierung dementsprechend angepasst. Wie gesagt, in Bezug auf Flüge, viele der Airlines fliegen uns regelmäßig wieder an. Lufthansa, BA, KLM, Qatar, Turkish Airlines und Delta haben uns wieder auf dem Radar. Und ich glaube, Lufthansa ist mittlerweile 4 oder 5 Mal der Woche wieder dabei und wird auch demnächst die Kapazitäten weiter erhöhen. Die meisten Hotels und Attraktionen haben für nächstes Jahr ihre Preise kaum erhöht oder nur minimal erhöht. Auch da wieder ein Hinweis darauf, dass die Destination selbst sich darauf vorbereitet, Kunden wieder zu empfangen, aber auch den Kunden dementsprechend anzusprechen, dass die Raten nicht zu hoch sind. Anreise- und Quarantänebestimmung ist unser nächstes Hauptthema hier. In kurz, alle Hauptlandesgrenzen, alle Hauptflughäfen sind offen. Es besteht keine Quarantänepflicht und man benötigt hauptsächlich einen PCR-Test, nicht älter als 72 Stunden und das gilt für alle Nationalitäten. Und innerhalb des Landes gibt es auch keine Einschränkungen des Reisens. Der Covid-Test selbst, also vor der Heimreise wieder, es gibt in allen Städten Testzentren, das ist kein Problem, einen Test zu beantragen. Wir empfehlen jedoch, dass die letzte Nacht in Johannesburg oder in Kapstadt stattfindet, denn das ist natürlich am leichtesten. Gegen einen Aufpreis, wenn die Nacht vorher noch in Johannesburg, nicht in Johannesburg oder Kapstadt ist, sagen wir mal, man ist in einer Lodge im Krüger, auch da findet sich eine Lösung und man kann gegen Aufpreis auch einen Test dort durchführen. Wir unterstützen natürlich die Kunden damit, dass wir Informationen weitergeben, mit wem kann man testen, wer ist zuversichtlich und zuverlässig und so weiter. Und Tests gibt es normalerweise zwischen 24 und 36 Stunden zurück. Das Letzte, was ich noch hinzufügen möchte in Bezug auf die Destinationen, die World Health Organization Standards werden in ganz Südafrika umgesetzt. Das Tourism Business Council South Africa hat da Standards definiert, die die Tourismusbranche einhält. Und natürlich alle Dokumente, die man benötigt vor der Anreise, werden wir als Private Safaris wie immer auf elektronischer Weise übermitteln. Das ist die Situation im Land momentan. Unsere Zahlen momentan sind am Steigen, jedoch alles in Relation. Unsere Zahlen sind momentan zwischen 5.000 und 8.000 pro Tag. Wie gesagt, unsere Covid-Protokolle werden streng eingehalten und das hilft uns natürlich, das Ganze in Relation zu halten. Das war Südafrika in Kürze. Jetzt rüber zu Joanna, die euch ein bisschen mehr über Namibia erzählen wird und das natürlich auch ein bisschen im Schnelldurchgang, denn wir könnten wahrscheinlich Stunden über die Destinationen, über die schönen Länder und Erlebnisse erzählen, die man hier haben kann.
Vielen lieben Dank.
So. Schönen guten Morgen, Joanna hier. Für die Destination Namibia. Ich freue mich, hier zu sein und ich freue mich natürlich, ein paar Informationen über Namibia teilen zu können. Für die schon mal in Namibia waren, die wissen, das ist ein Land, man verliebt sich in das Land. Und es gibt so viele Sachen, die für Namibia sprechen. Und das bringt mich auch gleich zu den allgemeinen Informationen. Denn viele von euch, die vielleicht noch nicht in Namibia waren, für die sind gerade diese allgemeinen Informationen wichtig. Denn gerade heute, in der Zeit, in der wir uns befinden, ist Namibia natürlich ideal für diese Zeit als Einsteigerland, als Destination. Denn im Vergleich einfach nur zur Relation, Namibia hat circa 2,3 Mal so groß wie Deutschland. Das ist also ein großes Land. Wohingegen Deutschland circa 38 Millionen Einwohner hat, hat Namibia nur 2,6 Millionen Einwohner in einem Land, das mehr als doppelt mal so groß ist. Die Bevölkerungsdichte in Deutschland bezieht sich so in etwa auf 232 Personen pro Quadratkilometer. Das sind viele Menschen. Und in Namibia haben wir nur etwa 3 Personen pro Quadratkilometer. Da könnt ihr euch natürlich vorstellen, das ist unendlich viel Platz. Sehr, sehr, sehr viel Platz für jedermann. Und daher sind natürlich unendliche Weiten in Namibia selbstverständlich. Wir haben vielfältige Erlebnisse hier in Namibia, von denen Gäste nur so schwärmen. Reiche kulturelle Erbe und sehr, sehr viele der Wüste angepasste Tiere. Und also eine sehr, sehr, sehr vielfältige Tierwelt. Die meisten Attraktionen in Namibia und Ausflüge finden in der freien Natur statt. Das ist also nochmal ein sehr, sehr großes Plus für Namibia. Freie Natur, freie Natur, freie Natur. Unsere aktuelle Situation, genau wie für Südafrika natürlich für Private Safaris, wir sind eine Gruppe, die Covid-Regulierung, die Geschäftspolitik, die seit Mitte 2020 besteht, super, super freundlich, super unterstützend für unsere Partner, dass wir keine Stornokosten für Covid-bedingte Stornierungen berechnen, denn ja, wir müssen uns unterstützen, wo wir können. Es gibt keine Beschränkungen in Bezug auf Inlandsreisen in Namibia. Die Öffnung von Attraktionen oder Restaurants, das ist alles offen. Man darf überall hinreisen, ist alles offen und es ist auch alles erreichbar. In Namibia hatten wir eine NTB-Initiative nach dem ersten Lockdown, der ziemlich schwer war. Aber diese super tolle NTB-Initiative zur Wiederbelebung des Tourismus, die legt sehr, sehr gute und strikte Protokolle und Richtlinien zur Sicherheit des Tourismus fest. Und an die halten sich alle Unterkünfte und alle anderen Spieler. Das heißt nicht nur die Unterkünfte, sondern auch die Reiseveranstalter, die kleinen Anbieter von Aktivitäten und so, die halten sich alle an diese Richtlinien, die einfach nur zur Sicherheit unserer Gäste da sind. Im Land selber werden natürlich alle WHO-Richtlinien befolgt, sprich das Abstandhalten, Maske tragen, Händedesinfektion, routinemäßige Temperaturtests, die gemacht werden. Namibia hat seit Ende März natürlich, als die ganze Impfaktion weltweit auch angefangen hat, und wir haben Ende März eine Freiwilligenkampagne gestartet. Und bei uns ist keine Diskussion drüber, sondern ist schon festgelegt, dass Tourismusmitarbeiter, alle, die gelten als Frontline-Mitarbeiter, die gelten als Frontline-Workers und werden daher ganz gezielt mit Priorität geimpft. Das sind alle Mitarbeiter von Hotels, Gästehäuser, Lodges, alle Guides, Fahrer, Willkommenspersonal, also alles, was irgendwie mit dem Tourismus zusammenhängt. Unsere Einreise- und Quarantänebestimmungen sind auch sehr, sehr freundlich, sind sehr reisefreundlich, sehr freundlich für Reisende. Unsere Grenzen sind seit Oktober 2020 geöffnet. Und wir haben sehr, sehr viel positive Gästeerfahrungen aus aller Welt. Und das natürlich regt andere Gäste dazu an, nach Namibia zu kommen und unser schönes Land zu besuchen. Und seitdem sind unsere Besucherzahlen auch stetig und kontinuierlich am Steigen. Und das freut uns natürlich sehr. Lufthansa hat 5 wöchentliche Flüge. Direktflüge aus Deutschland nach Namibia und die sind gut gefüllt. Also Lufthansa ist sehr zufrieden mit der Destination und wir auch. Es kommen auch andere Flüge an in Namibia. Andere Airlines fliegen Namibia auch an, aber natürlich mit der Kontingente von 5 wöchentlichen Flügen von der Lufthansa ist Namibia natürlich von deutscher Seite auch sehr gut abgedeckt. Und ab dem 30. März 2020 wird die Lufthansa-Gruppe natürlich ihr Flugaufgebot für das südliche Afrika nochmal erhöhen und bietet dann von Windhoek nach Wigfalls Flüge 3-mal die Woche an. Das heißt, da wird nochmal eine schöne Verbindung hergestellt, denn zurzeit ist diese Verbindung sehr, sehr schwierig. Deshalb, wir freuen uns auf diese neue Verbindung, die ab nächstes Jahr von der Lufthansa-Gruppe angeboten werden wird. Alle Reisenden müssen nur einen negativen PCR-Test vorweisen, der nicht älter als 7 Tage ist. Das ist natürlich toll, keine 72 Stunden oder 84, sondern nimmt den Druck ein bisschen weg von den Gästen. 7 Tage sind doch machbar. Es gibt keine weiteren Beschränkungen, das spricht Quarantänepflicht oder so für Reisen innerhalb von Namibia. So, natürlich die Frage, die immer aufkommt von Gästen, ist Covid-Teste. Wo können wir die machen? In Namibia können Covid-Teste eigentlich in allen größeren Städten gemacht werden. Es gibt überall Testzentren. Es werden auch Teste in Lodges und Gästefarmen angeboten. Gegen einen geringen Aufpreis können wir das natürlich für unsere Gäste gern organisieren. Aber die Reservierungen für Teste können online gemacht werden. Unsere ganzen Labore sind da sehr, sehr gut ausgestattet und haben da wirklich ein user-friendly online was ist denn das? System gemacht für Gäste. PCR-Tests sind im Schnitt nach 36 bis 48 Stunden erhältlich. Ja, die Gesundheits- und Sicherheitsprotokolle sind sehr, sehr gut in Namibia wie auch in Südafrika. MHS, das ist unser Ministerium für das Gesundheitswesen, informiert die Tourismusbranche täglich über Covid-Zahlen und überhaupt Covid-Informationen. Also das Willkommenspersonal, Fahrer und Guides die direkt mit Gästen in Kontakt sind geimpft. Und Private Safaris hat natürlich jetzt auch die Entscheidung getroffen, eher elektronisch zu gehen und umweltfreundlicher zu sein. Und in dieser Zeit, um so den Direktkontakt so weit wie möglich zu meiden, für Gäste alles in elektronischer Form zur Verfügung zu stellen. Ja, das ist Namibia im Schnelldurchlauf. Ich kann nur sagen, super. Und wir freuen uns natürlich auf jeden Gast, der kommt.
Joanna, Virginia, thank you so much. Vielen lieben Dank für euren tollen Bericht. Ich bekomme gerade Besuch von Oliver. Super, dass es in Namibia so toll aussieht. Ja, und auch Südafrika. Ab nach Südafrika und nach Namibia. Nochmals vielen lieben Dank für euer Update. Just to give all a brief information, if you have any questions, please put it in the question and answer chat box, and we will answer all the questions after all our partner finish. And once again, thank you very much, Joanna and Virginia. And we will continue now with the next slide. Dear Isabel? Yes, it's Tiziana. I'm sorry, we had a slight issue with the slide, so this is why Tiziana is the next. I hope it will be fine for you,
That's
Tiziana.
okay. Yes, it's fine. It's fine.
Perfect. European Sales Manager from Quimbaya, Latin America. And I'm so glad that you have time to give us an update about your beautiful destinations. Thank you very much, Tiziana.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us. Es tut mir leid, aber ich spreche kein Deutsch, so I have to speak English. And I would like to give you an idea of what's going on in Latin America. Countries are very different one from the other. So I would like to, well, here there's a list with the countries that are open. But I think that even if the borders are open, that doesn't mean that I would recommend to visit, because what's important is to be able to enter the country and to be able to do the full itinerary with the tourist attraction and everything. So I'm gonna tell you country by country what's going on. For example, let's start with Argentina. Argentina now is in their low season, so the borders are still closed. They are getting ready for their high season, which start in October. That's why at the moment no Europeans can enter the country. But hopefully by September everything will be working and it will be okay. In the meantime, they are working on the vaccine, and they are also producing in Argentina some vaccine. At the moment, only 10% of the population has received the vaccine, but as I told you, they are improving, and they will have a strong they will have an increase of number of vaccines by the end of summer. Chile, on the other end, they had almost all the population has been vaccinated, so most than 60%. The situation is still under control. They handle very well the pandemic, but they are still they still closed. They decided not to open the borders, so they preferred to wait till the summer, our summer is over, that means their winter, because they want to avoid increase of numbers. In the meantime, they are trying to take all the safe, all the measures to allow safe travel when the tourists will restart. Bolivia, same thing. It's still closed. It's just open for the borders are open, but not for Europeans. Brazil has always been open, but as we all know, it's not a country I would recommend to visit, because the situation, they never did lockdown. They never gave restrictions to the population, so the numbers of COVID death and things is very high. So even if the borders are open, even if the tourist attractions are open, I would not recommend to travel to Brazil till next year, especially because when you come back from Brazil in Europe, you might be requested to be in a quarantine. So It's I mean, it's not a destination to take in consideration at the moment. Where we can travel safely, and we can start in summer, is Costa Rica. Costa Rica has handled the COVID pandemic very, very well. They have few cases. They have vaccines. They have the safe travel stamp. They are taking all the restrictions for to guarantee the tourist to travel safely. And you can enter Costa Rica without any restriction. They don't require anything. There's no quarantine. They don't require any test, but they ask you to have an insurance that covers you in case you get sick with COVID. So that's the only requirements from Costa Rica. And in Costa Rica, you can really travel safely starting from summer. The airports are open, the airlines are flying there, so no problem and no restrictions at all. Panama, it's the same thing, but the problem is that in Panama, they still have a curfew at 10. So I don't think if somebody wants to travel to a country, it's nice to go to a country where they close down at 10 o'clock in the evening. But it also has a safe travel stamp. And I'm sure that by the end of the summer, they will lift the curfew. So you'll be able to travel without any problem. Colombia is another, Colombia is another country, my cat, sorry. Colombia is another country where you can travel safely. They don't have any requirements. Lufthansa is flying there and also other airlines. The airports are open, tourist attractions are open. So you can start traveling even in the summer. And then we have Ecuador. Ecuador has two different situations because we had the land in Ecuador where only 10% of the population had their vaccine, but Galapagos is a COVID-free destination. That means they all had their vaccines, and they did it because they live only on tourism, so it's very important for them to reactivate. For this reason, in Galapagos, the cruises, so everything is back to normal. Galapagos, you can travel to Galapagos without any problem. You can also travel to Ecuador. You just have to show a negative PCR test, but they're saying that soon they will lift also this restriction. And in case you need to take some tests in the country, there's no problem because it's very easy and you can do it directly from the hotel. So Ecuador and Galapagos, you can consider it as a destination actually open and safe. Obviously, all restaurants and hotels, they follow all the rules in order to protect the visitors. And what else is left? Peru. Peru, they had serious cases of COVID, so they faced a bad situation. It's a poor country, and they have a lot of indigenous, and that the indigenous population have been hit very badly by COVID. Besides, they also have a new election, so that didn't help. But now they are getting better, and they are getting ready to restart the operation. That means that they are receiving tourists from the United States, and I'm sure that in few weeks they will start receiving also tourists from Europe. The tourist attractions are opening little by little, obviously containing the numbers and limiting the numbers of passengers. Peru has received the safe travel stamp, so the moment they will lift the restriction for European, as I told you, I think it's going to be like a couple of weeks, we'll be able to travel to Peru safely. Obviously, when it comes to groups, it's going to be easier to travel for FIT, because we have some restriction when visiting museums or entering some archaeological sites. So if we have big groups, it might be a problem to be able to get the reservation all together. So the operation can be a little bit difficult. I want to be sincere. So far, no, we actually don't know exactly how it's going to be handled. That means that the government is giving new direction every single month. So we really try to follow the rules and see how, when it's going to reopen, we are going to be ready, and we will follow the rules. Our suppliers are, they all have to prove that they follow the rules, that they protect the clients. But again, the situation is evolving, so we'll have to wait. I would say that we have to wait a few more weeks, and I think everything is going to be ready to go back to normal by the beginning of autumn. So I would say by October. And that's it. Well, we have, of course, we will keep you updated, because as I was telling you, things keep changing really week after week. So in order to have constant updates, we have 2 links. One with the COVID situation, with the reopening of the airport and the archaeological sites and tourist attractions. And the other, we also have a link that tells you what's going on with the vaccine. So which vaccines have been used in every country, because Latin America, as you probably know, have to depend on other countries. So some countries are helping a lot. For example, Guatemala just received a big help from the United States, that they promised they're going to send lots of vaccine. The vaccine campaigns, unfortunately, in Latin America, depends on the on other countries, such like Russia, China, United States, except for Chile. As you can see here, the line, Chile, they have money, so they bought their own vaccine in advance, and their campaign is going very fast. The other, little by little, they are following, but again, things are getting much better. And as I told you, hopefully by fall we'll be ready to go back to normality. And thanks. I think we are all looking forward to go back to our to travel, to go back to our beautiful destinations, and to go back to our beautiful work.
Thank you so much, Tiziana, for your update. You have so many countries, but actually it looks pretty well. And this is absolutely great sign. So we hope that we can send very soon clients to your beautiful and lovely countries. As I told before, if you have any questions regarding Tiziana's destination, please just put your question in the question and answer box, and we will answer later on. We will continue our journey to the beautiful destinations. And the next one in line is STours. I see we do have a slight issue with the slides today. We don't know really why it happened. I'm sorry about it. Shouldn't look like that, but I don't know. Yes, here we are. I'm very happy that Hisham is today with us, introducing all the news about STours. Hisham, can you hear us? Are you with us already?
I can, yes, I am.
Thank you very much for your flexibility, and I'm sorry for the slight issue. And here is already your first slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. I looked through the list of people that are connected, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the call. Really nice to see some names that we already know, and then others that are probably hearing us for the first time. I'd like to give you a quick update about the coronavirus situation in Morocco and what we're doing right now to get out of it and what we're looking forward to. But briefly, I'd like to remind the ones that don't know us who we are. We are the DMC from Morocco. We've been partners with STR for the last 17 years now. And Germany, Austria, and Switzerland are our #1 markets and have been for the last at least 10 years. So we're very well versed when it comes to working with clients from Germany. Looking forward to seeing every one of you pretty soon, and especially the ones that we have never met before. So to go back to the coronavirus situation, like everyone in the world, it started back in March 2020 in Morocco. Unfortunately, by the 20th of March 2020, we were obligated to close down and stay home for the first 3 months where nothing had happened. We were scared of something that we don't know what it was exactly. Fortunately for us, we have taken measures as a country that were very early on beneficial to us, meaning that we did not have a lot of cases, we did not have a lot of deaths. Up to today, for example, for 15 or 16 months later, we have 9,000 deaths. It is a lot, of course, but it's not bad for a population of 36 million people. We have taken necessary measures from early on, from the early days where we stopped every flights, we closed airports, we closed every means of communication or transportation with the rest of the world. Of course, the vaccination process had started early on also back in January of this year, where vaccination centers are open all over the country, where applications on smartphones are accessible to everyone to make appointments and go get vaccinated in different centers close to their neighborhoods. Right now, we're proud to announce that people who have gotten their first shot, the number is up to 8 million. The people who have gotten their second shot, the number is up to 6 million. So we're looking at about 14 million people who have gotten their vaccine now, for again, population of 36 million people. We're not looking to vaccinate everyone. We're gonna vaccinate probably 80% of the population, which is the people that are probably 18 and older. And we're probably gonna get there in a month and a half or two at the latest. The travel guidelines and entry, they have been closed for, of course, the past 15 months, but we are very happy to announce that Monday of this week, of last week, where the government had announced that our borders will open back up slowly but surely, where the world was divided into different lists. We have list A and list B. List A, of course, are countries that have really been well advanced in the vaccination process, where the variant is not really a threat and can travel to Morocco. Conditions to come to Morocco are very easy. If you are vaccinated, you can just pick up a bag and come, no problems, no PCR test or anything like that, if you happen to be from list A. If you are from list B, and list B are, I can send you the lists later on, but if you are from list B, then you need, if you are vaccinated, you need a PCR test. And if you are not vaccinated, then you need a reason to travel. And I'm sure that if you are from list B, you're not even gonna wanna come or travel at this time. All Europe, including of course Germany, is on list A. So for all German travelers, Austrian travelers, and Swiss travelers, all they need is their vaccination passport card and their passport, and then they would come. There is no issue there. Hotels and restaurants are open, of course. They close at 11 p.m. Because there is a curfew between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. for people who have not been vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, there is no curfew, there is no travel restrictions. You can go anywhere you want in the country without any problems at all. If we can move to the next slide, please, Isabel. We wanted to talk to you also about the health and safety measures. And of course, we have done our best throughout this entire process to stay resilient. these are challenging times, and of course, we had to take care of everyone around us, whether it's family, friends, or colleagues. The health and safety measures are something that were taken into consideration early on before the process started. Airports are, of course, open, but to enter the country within the airport, then you have to respect social distancing within the airport. When you get out, our drivers understand what it takes exactly. So they know that not to shake hands, they know to stay away, they know that vehicles are being disinfected. Fortunately, we're using our own vehicles, so we know that between each use, they disinfect the vehicle. Before drivers are working with the group, they are tested, they are vaccinated. Those who are vaccinated don't get tested, but those that are not vaccinated yet because of age limit, then they do get tested before each use. We are actually working right now on different projects, especially with some Moroccan companies that organize events here. And this is something that we have gotten used to doing, where our drivers are being tested before and after each service that they do. Restaurants, the same thing. Restaurants are being disinfected and they respect social distancing, so not all tables are occupied, and they pretty much take 50% capacity. Hotels are the same way, 50% capacity. They will be increasing pretty soon because the numbers are looking positive day after day. So of course, the government is monitoring the health situation and doing everything they can so that we can increase the numbers as we go. Obviously, financially, everyone has taken a hit, and this is nothing strange to anyone here on this call, but we did the best that we can to stay strong and stay committed to facing the pandemic. Committed to everyone that is involved in this entire process, and of course responsible for the welfare of the employees, of the partners, of everyone that is involved in this entire process. I don't have anything to add regarding the pandemic, except to say that it's looking better. The country is opening up nicely. Starting yesterday, the 15th, it's when the sky opened back in Morocco and flights have resumed. We have had a number of flights that arrived yesterday. Today is going to be even better. Tomorrow is going to be best. They're coming from all over the world, and everything has been put in place to welcome people at the airport and of course at the hotels as well. And I'll be more than happy to take any questions at the end. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Hisham, thank you so much for your information about Morocco. I'm very happy to hear that actually all is quite back to normal. Once again, thank you, Hisham, Managing Director from STR, our partner in Morocco. And now we will continue and go a little bit further to Japan. And I'm very happy that Mr. Takahiro is part of the show today, and that he is with us, even if it is already a little bit late. And Taka, could you please, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. So please tell us or give us your update about beautiful Japan.
Sure. So hello, everyone. Good afternoon from my side. It's 5:45 p.m. here in Japan, and good morning to you. So let's jump into the slide. And so here's the current situations. We are still under the state of emergency, but in limited prefectures or cities. So 9 cities, including Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, where a lot of people are staying or living since the end of April. But it is expected to end on this coming weekend. As of today, the bars are completely closed. Restaurants can open until 8 p.m., but cannot serve alcohol. But there is no limitation in terms of capacity. Even if it's 100%, still restaurant, we can go. Attraction spots are open, but with restrictions. For example, the Disneyland or Universal Studios, they can only accept 5,000 guests per day. So, but the museums, movie theaters, they are open right now. Number of new cases of corona is moving around between 1,000 and 1,500 people per day, which is so much lower compared to 3 months ago. It was about 6,000 people per day. So it's the state of emergency is in effect, and it's going better. As of vaccine situations, I made this slide around 2 weeks ago. So as of today, around 20 million people got a first shot, and around more than 7 million people got a second shot. But our population is about 125 million people, so still about 15–16% of the population got a first shot. Majority of people who are aged over 65 years old got a first shot, and essential workers. And PCR tests available at local clinics, and self-kit, which is available to purchase online, drugstores, or even in the vending machines outside. We can just post and get a result next day by email. Even the situation is not that great, but we are still willing to host the Olympics. It says as of June 1st, but as of today, it's more like confirmed. Now some athletes are already arriving in Japan, and they are doing camp or already practicing in some cities. In terms of spectators, still it's not decided yet, even if it's like a month before. But government is saying up to 10,000 people or up to 50% of capacity, whichever is lower, will be able to go to the stadium to watch the games. Of course, the spectators will be limited to Japanese people, no overseas spectators. But it's a good news. Some people are saying, some people are kind of against it because there's always a risk. But today, if you go to a baseball stadium, soccer stadium, a rugby stadium, there are more than 10,000 people watching the game in the stadium, and there is no cluster happening. So I think this is going to be good. For Olympics, media people, broadcasting people, and athletes, Olympic committee people, they are coming to Japan. But about 77,000 people are expected to come to Japan, which is so much lower than original plan. That was about 130,000 people. So it is going to be small, much small size of a game, but Japan is, or government is putting a lot of effort to bring the Olympics successful. And borders situation, until the Olympics and the Paralympics will finish, which is going to be on September 3rd, borders will not open because there's always a risk. And so, but after the Paralympics, there's no information yet in terms of from when the borders will be open. I think it will be depending on the number of population, the vaccines, or got a first or second shot of vaccines. But as of today, we cannot really guarantee from when the borders will be open. But we are hoping that it will open from January 2022. So today, who can enter Japan is the local citizens. PR means permanent residents, so foreigners with permanent resident status, and people with a special visa can enter Japan with regulation, which is they must have a negative result of a PCR test within 72 hours before the arrival date, and they required 14 days of self-quarantine. And people from selected countries where variants exist require staying at hotel for additional 3 days, followed by 14 days self-quarantine. I'm not sure if this 3 days makes any difference, but so for example, people from India, Myanmar, Vietnam, I think UK is still in the list as well. They have a hard restriction even as of today. Now, going to the next slide, in order to prepare for the Olympics, where a lot of foreigners come, in order to tell the COVID-19 measures, Japanese government created these pictograms. Because in Japan still, a lot of Japanese languages are shown on the signs, but by looking at this pictogram, I think it is easy to understand the measures that the local shops, hotels, restaurants, bars are taking. And this is a lot of places, hotels, restaurants, they are really following these measures. So everywhere I go, I have to spray the sanitizers on my hand. They check the temperatures everywhere I go. So it is in place, and even we are under the state of emergency, still a lot of people go outside. And on the weekends, it's kind of crowded in the shopping malls, but there's no big major issues in terms of COVID happening. So I think this restrictions is going well in Japan. For now, those are the situations and current updates from Japan. But if you have any updates, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Taka, for these insights about Japan. Once again, thank you so much to all our partners. And I really need to apologize for the issue happened with your presentation, Hisham. I'm very sorry about that once again. And Hisham, I have one question for you from one of the participants. It's what are your measures for the transfer and private guided tours, like wearing a mask, hand sanitizer, or board, etc., according to the vaccination status you just talked about? I assume your guides are already fully vaccinated.
Correct. Our guides are vaccinated, but for those guides who are still young, let me explain the vaccination process really briefly. In Morocco, we are down now to 40-year-olds. If you're 40, you are vaccinated. If you're less than 40, you have to wait for your turn. It's probably going to happen next week. So they go by 5 years. So probably by next week, they're going to go down to 35 and 40. So we're going to have a lot more people vaccinated in a month, I bet. But right now, the guides are fully vaccinated. But for those who are not, then PCR test is required before they start working with us. Wearing a mask is mandatory everywhere, whether you are vaccinated or not. So of course, if they go to get on the bus, they're gonna be vaccinated. If they are welcoming you, talking to you, or doing a tour with you, they're gonna be vaccinated. Hand sanitizer is available inside the vehicles, and vehicles are getting sanitized after each use. And social distancing, obviously. If you are a group of 20 people that we're gonna use, then we're gonna use a large bus, 48-seater, that we will respect the social distancing. If you are a group of 6 people, we're not gonna put you in a 6-people minivan. We will put you in a 13 or 14-seater.
Perfect. Thank you very much. If there are any further questions, I don't see any more. So once again, thank you to all our partners, and of course to all the participants who were joining this event today. And I wish you all the best. Please stay healthy. And I hope that we all see each other very soon at an event in person and not virtual. But yeah, not bad. I hope it will not take too long. Wait, I will check once more if there is another question. No, I just got a message. Thank you very much. It was very informative and we got a lot of information. So this is a very good sign to end. Thank you once again to everyone. Have a lovely day and please stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.